For a magical Christmas, Safeway make it easier.
Okay, Mom, let's shop. Oh, I love this.
We've got hundreds of ideas for presents.
Look, Mommy, look. Oh, I want the camera. Take my picture. Oh, I have to have the fluffy thing. Oh, I love the dolly. Oh, fake fur, so chic. Don't stop me, I'm on a roll.
Christmas meals to amuse the kids.
I don't think you get all my presents under those trees. Hi, you must be one of the ugly sisters. You're a frog.
Specially prepared vegetables.
Oh, good. That means they'll have more time to pamper moi. Ha!
And a range of over 50 party food ideas, all to make Christmas easier for you.
Okay, sweetheart. Did you take plastic?
Safeway, lightening the load for you.
Where's the limo?
Pay as you talk. Top-up cards. Available in phone shops, supermarkets.
For the easy way to buy top-ups, the word is Vodafone. Pay as you talk.
Don't spray it. Touch and fresh it for a fragrance that lasts for hours. Glade Touch and Fresh. Created by nature, captured by Glade.
Now it's easy to say it with words and express yourself with colors. Nokia Express On covers are the first mobile phone covers you can take off and change yourself. Nokia Express On covers for your new Nokia phone. Give the colors of Christmas present. Nokia, connecting people.
At Currys, because our customers come in all shapes and sizes, we've put together a hi-fi range to match. In fact, it's now the biggest choice of hi-fi in Britain. You can listen before you buy, and we promise if you find a cheaper price, we'll match it on the spot. Currys, the choice for you.
Of Mayfair, because special people deserve special chocolates.
For a safer drive, the new generation Citroën Xantia with Activa suspension minimizes body roll.
If you'd like to send a Christmas present that shows you really care, call 0800 013 0800 and order this beautiful Christmas bouquet from Flying Flowers. For just £12.99, it really is excellent value. And we promise your flowers will arrive in excellent condition and perfect time for Christmas, or we'll give you your money back. They'll be delivered by Royal Mail anywhere in the UK and Ireland. Just imagine the pleasure they'll give to someone you love all over Christmas. And you can be sure the flowers will last because they're cut while they're in bud. So simply think of the message you'd like to send. Then pick up the phone and call 0800 013 0800 with your credit or debit card to hand. A Christmas bouquet from Flying Flowers really does show someone you care and is the perfect way to say Merry Christmas. Delicious Christmas value from Dunnes Stores. St. Bernard frozen turkey. Yes, only 45p a pound. North Shore whole leg of lamb. Only £4.99, save £2. And new St. Bernard Black Forest Gatto. Only £1.59, save 40p. That's better value, only from Dunnes Stores.
Ulsterbus Express, the lowest fares to Britain, including Glasgow from £19 and London from only £25. Ask for details at any Ulsterbus station.
The best carols in the world ever. The perfect way to experience the true spirit of Christmas. The best carols in the world, ever.
Put Fir Hill at the top of the tree for Christmas shopping. Fir Hill, it's a big shopping centre in Ballymena.
Clifton Webb revels in his role as the unconventional Mr. Belvedere in our film classic Sitting Pretty, tomorrow afternoon at 2:05 here on 4.
Get ready for next week on Film 4. Comedian Eddie Izzard picks his favourite films.
Nikita is great.
Prepare for a sensual dip in the wide Sargasso Sea with an evening of naked cinema. Get rocking with a vivid recreation of the Beatles in Backbeat. Discover a different side to Mel Gibson as he directs himself as the man without a face. And stylish celluloid darkness descends with a triple bill of vampire films. Film 4 is only available on satellite, cable and digital television. To subscribe, call free on 0800 44 1234.
All the World's a Stage next on 4 with the theatrical effects of Sir Henry Irving in Collector's Lot.
I just want to be near her, talk to her, touch her. Oh, it's insane. I don't even know this woman.
CK1, Calvin Klein.
Some showers may reach
Morning.
eastern Grampians as well. Further east, the showers will become very isolated with better sun.
I call that pretty thoughtless.
And will bring
I call that pretty selfish.
accompanied by a strengthening west to southwest wind. On Tuesday, it will become windy.
I call this mine, all mine.
We call it Baxter's Orange, Lemon and Grapefruit Marmalade. Baxter's. We've got a name for it.
It takes up to 800 years purifying itself deep in the limestone of the Irish countryside before any drop of water is pure enough to earn the Ballygowan label.
Classic Aircraft begins with The Spy Plane tonight at 8:30 on 4.
Hello and welcome to another Collector's Lot. My home for this week is this beautiful 19th century rectory in Somerset, which has been completely restored by its owners Christine and Alan Lown. Coming up, I'll be turning the tap on a blooming selection of watering cans, raising the curtain on a dramatic collection of theatrical memorabilia, and meeting a man who can't get enough of Toy Story. But first it's time to celebrate the centenary of the birth of a truly great name in modern sculpture. The son of a Yorkshire coal miner, Henry Moore was born in 1898. Dermot Gavin went to find out more.
Henry Moore was undoubtedly one of the greatest sculptors in the world of the modern age. And here at Perry Green in Hertfordshire, his home and workplace, exists the greatest collection of his work in the world. And where better to exhibit his art than in the great outdoors? curator here at the Foundation. It must be the best job in the world.
Well, I don't know about that, but it certainly suits me. The collection is huge, very varied, tremendous changes of scale, and I can do all kinds of different things with it.
And it's not a foundation that's been set up since Henry Moore's death, is it?
Oh, no, no, no. It was set up years before he died. I mean, he
Right.
died in '86, and the foundation was set up in '77.
Right, so he had a clear vision for...
He had an idea of what he wanted. Of course, it's developed. It's 20 years ago, or more than 20 years ago.
Well, it is the most magnificent location, and the nice thing about it is that Henry Moore lived and worked here.
He did. He came here in 1940, and this was his base until he died in '86.
Right.
Many of the pieces that you will have seen in the garden were made here.
And even the gardens were planned by his wife, so the location is perfect.
That's right. There was really nothing here when they came. All the trees that you see around you were planted by her, in this part of the garden anyway.
Right. Well, I've been wandering around already this morning, and there's common themes throughout.
That's right. They're very, very familiar. There's the family group, there's the mother and child. There are sculptures based on landscape and on parts of the human body. And most of all, there's the reclining figure.
And the light is constantly changing around them because it's outdoors, and also the landscape in the background.
It is. The seasons play a part. I mean, we're here on a lovely sunny day, but it also looks wonderful in the winter. Mysterious cold light, equally good for seeing sculpture. And, of course, the time of day. Some pieces look good in the morning light, others better in the afternoons.
Well, we're here in one of the studios where Henry Moore used to actually develop his work, and it's absolutely fascinating to see all the models around. And Mary, you're Henry Moore's daughter.
That's right, Herbert.
And you used to watch him create all this magnificent stuff?
Yes, I was very lucky in that I had a father who lived at home. So he didn't go out to work conventionally, as other banker, schoolteacher fathers do. So I was able to go into the studio at any time. When I was little, I was in and out of the studio all the time, probably sitting at a little table beside him.
And he didn't mind you creeping into the studio and watching him?
No, I think he really quite liked that, because sculptors, I mean, in this studio, which is a little maquette studio, he'd be doing very small things at this turntable. He'd sit in this chair and he could turn the turntable around and see the view of the piece that he was making,
right,
and visualize what it would be like much larger, see it from all sides. This studio is filled with stones or bones or found objects, and when I was about 6 or 7, we used to go to holidays in Broadstairs. Broadstairs was a great place because we would come back with the whole boot of the car filled with stones,
yeah,
and those stones like this, would form the basis of the kind of an idea, or how he would build up an idea. Quite often was from a natural object. So, for instance, a stone like this might be the head or the foot part of a two-piece reclining figure.
Right.
He'd turn it around, and the different shapes that it made, he could see very clearly.
So
exactly.
He was always observing. And
Yeah, absolutely. He was always observing. I mean, I don't think we would go anywhere without his observing.
This place is great. It's both stimulating and relaxing at the same time, a real tonic from modern living. What other art gallery will allow you to put your feet up and relax while enjoying the sculpture?
So laid back, he's literally horizontal. Well, my next guest has been a keen collector of gardening implements for many years now, and where better to have a green-fingered collection of watering cans than here in the conservatory. And Mary, they make a brilliant display, far too good to be kept away in the garden shed. Tell me how you got into collecting them to begin with.
Well, I bought this little can here, which we all call my Mary Mary can, and I display it with the rest of them. We have a flat roof at home, and I half fill them with water to stop them blowing away, and they're all in a row along there.
What's the appeal of them? Because some are very practical looking, some made out of copper and brass, very decorative indeed.
I like the different shapes and sizes. I particularly like the roses on them. Some of them are very old. They have a different function as well. This one here, this French one, which, if you look at it closely, it's an oval one, so it holds in nicely to your side, and you would have had two as you were working them. This one pours beautifully.
Isn't that brilliant?
If you're just standing doing that on a summer's evening, you just feel so good after a hard day at work.
So they come in all different shapes and sizes and for different purposes. So you'll have a different sort of nozzle, will you, for a different purpose?
Yes, they're called roses. For instance, the brass one in the front that has quite a high rose, that's about 1892, that can, and it would have been used for a seed bed. So if you've got staging in a greenhouse, you can reach right across your seed boxes and water right to the far side. This is before we have sort of modern irrigation.
There's one down on the ground here that looks galvanised, very workmanlike, but with a brass rose on it.
A lot of them have got brass and copper roses because they didn't rust through. They were more durable.
And looking at one at the back here, it almost looks as if the rose is on upside down. What's the purpose of that?
If you have them upside down, they give a harder stream of water, and if you turn them so that the holes are pointing downwards, you get a far more gentle stream for perhaps very fine seeds in a box waiting to grow.
So, to your trained eye, when you look at all of these, can you tell immediately what their country of origin is and what their purpose was?
You can tell what the purpose is. You can't always tell the country of origin. They're much of a muchness in design. The French one with the brass rose that you pointed out is quite spectacular. It's very big. Hotter countries tried to have the hotter cans with more water, obviously.
And I love the little children's ones you've got down.
Oh, these are wonderful. This one here.
Are they very collectible?
For a 3-year-old with attitude.
Sweet,
Hugely collectible, these, because, of course, they were left in the garden and rusted away, most of them.
Yes, I suppose so. This looks like a brand new one in mint condition we have here.
Yes, this was sent to me by a well-known can company. They borrowed one of mine to take the measurements to use in a Victorian collection that they're bringing out, and this was a little thank you from them. But because it's so nicely wrapped up with its little separate brass rose, I decided that that had to come into the collection because it's going to be a nice little investment for my sons in 50 years' time.
Talking of investments, this one must be a very early one.
That's about 1800. That is considered the business.
And what a wonderful sort of patina of years. It's copper, is it?
It's copper.
Sort of verdigris in places.
It's copper. It's taken all that time. I have seen one of those once before, brightly polished, and it's just wicked.
It's a star, isn't it?
It
And
is.
you've got a restored one down here and one next to it which hasn't been. So what's the point of those two?
Well, this one is completely rusty, straight from the garden, but a lot of people who'd like to have one, say in a lovely conservatory like this, want to clean them up. So I brought this one in to see that you can make them look quite smart with a little bit of elbow grease.
Brilliant. And the idea, the tip, is to hang them up, because otherwise on the ground
they're all right on the ground inside, on a good surface, but otherwise they must be hung up so that the air can circulate around them, and always make sure that the spout is unblocked.
Marvellous. Well, Mary, thank you very much indeed. Lovely to see them all. Well, it's time now for the second instalment of the creation of an ornamental camel, a ship of the desert carved out of English lime wood. Today we see woodcarver Elizabeth Mangles tackle the camel's legs and start work on its head.
Well, to start with, I'm a horse obsessive, and I was when I was little, and I always wanted a rocking horse. And after university, I teamed up with a lady in Crewkerne who made rocking horses, and in the end, I worked about a 5-year real apprenticeship. I started off on rocking horse bottoms, and I spent many months carving rocking horse bottoms, and I got so frustrated because I'd start carving, and then she'd come along and she'd just go whack, 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 whack. She'd say, "Very nice, dear, you know, you're getting it," and she'd bash away, and all my work could be gone. So eventually I thought, right, I'm going to do it so much so that you can't possibly take any more wood off. And I think that was very good training at attacking the wood. And then there came along an order for a roundabout, and they were designed to be something special. I've done them with bent legs because the other ones have, some of the English ones have really short, stubby legs for the length of the body. And I did them with pricked ears, which in fairground stuff is really bad. It's really bad luck. But I thought I'd make them happy. And I wanted to get as much life into them as possible so they really looked as if they were jumping. I really don't like carvings which are so meticulous they've lost every bit of life. this one has now given me the shape that I need. And I'll take the legs off onto a hardboard pattern now, I think. Right, there's the template, and I'm going to put it on this piece of lime. It's very important to get the grain right. This grain goes down here, and for strength you need it running right from the foot, which is going to be on the ground, right up through, up to the joint at the top. That's really the most critical piece. Mostly they're very straight one-piece legs. This bent front leg has got a joint in the middle so that the grain keeps the strength of it. And then, because the camels have big knobbly knees and lovely big feather duster feet, I've put some pads on to give me some extra width of wood. Right. What I'm going to do now is I need to draw a pencil line right down the middle of the leg, just to try and keep the two sides balanced as I carve them. I really don't like carving the legs. They are so boring because, apart from anything, they try and run away from you when you're carving them. They're all the wrong shape to carve. And when I've done this, I've got another 3 to go. Right, it's now time to start carving the head. And before I start, I need to drill the hole to fit the eye in. And the eyes are glass, they're made in Germany, and it's going to go in about there. But it's very important to drill the holes at this moment when the head is still a block, because once you've started taking away wood, it's very hard to get the eyes level. And it's just a case now of shaping it down and seeing if I can find a camel inside it.
And we'll see the camel develop tomorrow. Incidentally, we'll be giving away our own specially commissioned camel as the prize in this week's Golden Year competition. More on that after the break. Also, Laura Beaumont is on the trail of an extraordinary toy story and will be paying tribute to the great actor-manager of the Victorian age, Henry Irving. See you in a minute.
Did you freeze this loaf?
No.
And the peppers?
They're freshly flown in from Cyprus. Now this is what I call deliciously fresh. And I'd call it deliciously fresh from a can.
We call it Baxter's Italian tomato soup with penny pasta. Baxter's. We've got a name for it.
Carte noire.
Try to remember when life was so tender. Try to remember when life was so tender and follow.
Carte noire. Un café nommé désir.
So you were sick last week, were you? Apparently you felt terrible.
I had the flu.
But when David spoke to you on Friday afternoon, you seemed all right.
I was beginning to feel better.
You said you had the flu. We're talking temperature, aches, shivers, headaches. Yet you were able to pick your way through the finer points of Far Eastern futures. I'd love to hear your explanation.
Lemsip Max Strength. Next time you're ill, you try it.
Lemsip Max Strength. Hard-working medicine. Now available in capsules.
We all have those places that are hard to reach, even in the mouth. That's why Philips have developed the 2-action plaque remover. It has a unique active tip which helps get into all those hard-to-reach places, and a controlled pressure system to protect your gums. The new 2-action plaque remover from Philips and Jordan. 2-action, two-way protection. Philips. Let's make things better.
I'm gonna get you all, man. Yeah, I'm gonna get
A new fragrance from Hugo Boss. Boss bottled.
Welcome back to Collector's Lot. In 1895, Henry Irving became the first actor to be knighted, setting a new standard of social respectability for members of a profession previously referred to as little more than rogues and vagabonds. Well, here to tell us all about him is actor and avid Irving collector Michael Charvel-Martin. Welcome to the programme.
Thank you. Also a rogue and a vagabond.
And proud of it by the looks of
course,
it.
yes.
Of course, Irving was born in Somerset.
Yes, in
wasn't he?
Cainton Mandeville, only about half a dozen miles away from where we are at the moment, yes.
So how did you become so interested in his life?
I think I'm a hoarder and a collector anyway, but just here is a photograph that was given to me, a signed photograph given to me by my uncle. And at the same time, my father gave me the 2-volume Bram Stoker biography, and I read the book and looked at the picture, and just like Topsy, it grew.
So are these very collectible items, particularly amongst actors?
Yes, I suppose they are. I mean, we formed a society two years ago now, and suddenly out of the woodwork came all sorts of collectors, including people you know like Donald Sinden and Dickie Briers, Henry McGee, people like that. So yes, very collectible, very collectible.
Where have you got hold of some of these items? I mean, take these busts, for example.
Well, a lot come from dealers. The busts were not... Yes, one of the busts, and certainly one of the bronzes there, came from Daphne Clunes, Alec Clunes' widow, Martin Clunes' mum. And Alec was a dealer and collector, and I've got a lot of stuff from her. I'm very grateful too. Some lovely things I've had from her.
You've got some fantastic photographs as well, some of him in his suit, some of him in his parts. What's he playing here?
Beckett. The last part he ever played was Beckett, and he died at the Theatre Royal Bradford, declaiming the words "Into thy hands, O Lord," and collapsed on stage, and then was taken to his dressing room, and then went to the Midland Hotel in Bradford, and there he died in the foyer.
What was his great contribution to British theatre?
Being knighted, as you mentioned earlier, but also I think bringing respectability, and he wanted to start a national theatre, so I suppose he sowed the seeds for that idea as well. Yeah.
You've got all sorts of items here. We've got examples of his handwriting, extraordinary handwriting, actually.
Very difficult handwriting.
And also a Christmas card, which he sent or received?
Which he sent, yes, rather nice that. I obviously sent a lot of Christmas cards, just signed them on the back and put the date, and I'm sure people treasured them and kept them, and therefore I've got one now, you know. One
very interesting item over here. Is this a genuine Irving shirt?
Well, I hope it is, yes. I mean, it came from a dealer, from a collector. It has a laundry mark, H. Irving, it says on the tail. It doesn't have a letter of authenticity, but I'm sure it is. And next to it is a picture of him in the bells, wearing the same sort of shirt. In fact, before I framed the shirt, I did put it on and stood in front of the mirror and thought, no, it doesn't really suit me, so quickly framed it.
He must have toured in his career all over the country, but there was one particular London theatre that he was most famously associated
with. Yes, the Lyceum, which he had for a number of years, where he and Ellen Terry gave some wonderful performances. There's a poster down there from the Lyceum, and pictures of him as Shylock and Ellen Terry as Portia. That's an original pencil drawing, in fact. That also came from Daphne Clunes.
What's the significance of this plaster head?
Well, that came from the proscenium arch of the Theatre Royal in Bradford, where he died. So we assume that plaster head watched him give his last performance.
How did you get hold of that?
Well, I arrived, I was on tour, in fact, in Bradford, and went up to the theatre, and it was just being reopened as a second-hand furniture emporium. And I talked to a guy who was decorating, and he said, oh, I know about collecting because I collect Elvis Presley memorabilia. Let me in, and he said, look, that's just fallen off the proscenium arch, would you like that? So off I went with my head tucked underneath my arm.
Just tell me, is there one other item that you'd love to add to your collection?
I'd love to have something really personal. Yes, there are letters and the shirt and so on, but a hat or a pair of glasses or something like that would be really special.
Well, that would be marvellous, and thank you very much indeed for showing
My
it to
pleasure.
us. Well, if you can help Michael get hold of, say, Henry Irving's stage spectacles, or indeed if you'd like to tell me about your own collection, you can write to me at Collector's Lot, P.O. Box 17, Plimpton, Devon, PL7 5YG, and it's always great to receive your letters. A couple of years ago, you may remember reports on the news about desperate parents queuing for hours in a futile attempt to get their hands on the elusive Buzz Lightyear doll. Well, Laura Beaumont went along to meet a man who has no shortage of collectibles associated with the film Toy Story that featured the animated space-age star.
Another toy accident, or is it? Every year, thousands of toys are found in places where they really shouldn't be. Is it ley lines? Is it magnetic force fields? Is it alien toy abductions? Or is it simply rather like in the film Toy Story, that when the grown-ups have gone to bed, the toys come to life? Now, someone who knows all about this sort of thing is Gavin Odd. Gavin, it's lovely to see you sitting there surrounded by all your Toy Story chums. Why Toy Story? I mean, out of all the Disney movies and animations, why did you fall in love with Toy Story?
I think it's just the way it appeals not just to the child, it's to the adult as well. I know Disney movies do normally do that, but it's Toy Story in particular. The way that they've got these subtle little bits in which go right over a child's head, but to an adult would spot it, which is probably why it's got its PG rating, I suppose.
So what was the first toy you ever bought?
Actually, the first one was this one. I'd seen the film and I see this in Woolworths and ended up buying it, and it's gone from this to this.
So what's your favourite character?
It's a difficult one because they're all so different, and that's what makes them gel together such good in the film, I think. But I'd probably go for Woody, I think, out of all the characters. I don't quite know why, but it's possibly because I could relate more to myself as Woody than any of the others, and he's more human-like than any of the other characters, and that's probably why I'd go for him.
How many times have you seen the film?
At least 100 times.
And how many items do you think you've got in your collection?
I'd estimate about 300-400.
So what's the rarest piece you've got in your collection?
I suppose the rarest piece is probably the telephone, which took some tracking down. It had to come from America, and there was very few made. And I actually got that for Christmas from my wife, so...
And what about the beanie bags? They're fairly rare, aren't they?
The beanie bags are, yes. They take quite some tracking down. Actually, I had a friend in America who actually ended up travelling nearly 2,000 miles to get the full set. The big problem is in a big box, you've got loads of Woodies and Buzzies, and you only actually get one Ham and one Rex and 2 aliens, I think it is. So to get a whole set does take some doing.
And you've got one of Sydney's horrible toys, that Nasty Boy Sydney's toys, haven't you?
That's correct, yeah. That actually came from America as well. I got that while I was in New York, in Swartz. And unfortunately, they haven't actually come out with any others. None at all over here.
So what do your friends think about you collecting all these?
I think they think I'm a bit mad, to be quite honest. It does come as a bit of a surprise when you say that you collect Toy Story items.
Do you believe that toys come to life?
Yes, I actually do believe they do. I think to have gone this far, I'd have to actually believe in it.
Have you had any proof so far?
I'm afraid not. Keep checking for night time.
Aha! Not moving. Aha! They know I'm doing this. This whole thing about toys coming to life, it just happens in movies, doesn't it?
Spooky. Time for the Golden Year competition. The prize this week is this ornamental camel, and for the runner-up, a collector's lot teapot. Today's archive footage celebrates the life of the former Prime Minister, Lloyd George. What I need to know is in which year did he die?
Since the last war, Lloyd George has been something of a lone force in politics, having no party to back him. Gradually, he became the elder statesman, father of the house.
Also that year, Hiroshima was destroyed by an atom bomb, and the Duke of Windsor resigned as Governor of the Bahamas. If you think you know the year, give me a call on 0891 447777. Another clue tomorrow and the answer on Thursday. That's the lot from Collector's Lot for today. Join me tomorrow for a lesson in bargain hunting, some heavy-duty construction vehicles, also feminine finery and fascinating tribal bags. Can't wait. Till then, bye-bye.